is the second half of March and I have sown my very first seeds for the year. It's still winter outside, so I'm not expecting to get to do much gardening anytime soon, but it is enough light during the day to start sowing some of the very early stuff, aka some tomatoes and some chili peppers. Yeah, next month is the month when most of the sowing will be happening, so I'm very excited about that. Like, that's when you can, I think, start sowing like sunflowers and other flowers and other things that I have to check in the packages because I can't remember. I should make myself like a little calendar where like every month has the little markings for what seeds can be planted in which month and when they can be moved outside. But yeah, for now it's just these, and I'm eagerly waiting for them to get up out of the stuff. Alright, it is the 25th of whatever month this is. January, February, March. It's almost the end of March, and I figured I need to sit down and film a couple of clips for the next vlog so that I can make that one and not forget again, as is usually the case. But yeah, what is the status of things? As you guys can see, I'm working on this, coloring this page. Oh, you guys can also see that my screen is cracked, but it doesn't affect the drawing quality. It's actually cracked right here too. You just can't see it because the light isn't hitting it correctly. But yeah, as you can see, it's like the two cracks are connecting there, and this one goes like all the way over here, and then there's a crack there, and this one is cracked here. But it's a good quality tablet that just keeps working even though it keeps cracking. It's like over 10 years old, I think, at this point. But yeah, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, this page. Where did I put my stylus? Oh no, I lost it. Well, I can't do anything on the screen, I suppose. But yeah, this is the final 2 pages that I need for the next update, which I had hoped to finish today. Because if I had finished this today, then I would have hit my 2 pages a week goal for the last 2 weeks. But I think I will only be able to finish the colors, but I still need to do the speech bubbles, and that takes like speech bubbles plus general cleanup and making the files into internet usable files, you know, resizing and stuff, cropping out things that are ugly, all that boring stuff. That's gonna take a good few hours at least, which means I will probably finish these on Monday instead, but that's almost good enough. What else? I can't remember anything else, so let's just get into like maybe I'll record finishing up a couple of panels. Not too many though, I don't want to spoil obviously much. Hello, it's voice over me here. I did decide to record a little bit of the drawing process of just a few panels to have a little bit of drawing footage in this vlog rather than just, you know, me talking about my plants most of the time. What I'm doing in this recording is I'm just cleaning up the colors, Like, as you can see, I've done a, should we say, a underpainting of colors that is quite messy. Like my coloring process, as you might have seen previously when I do digital art like this, with line art and stuff for comics. When I color, I start with doing a rough sketch where I basically decide where all the colors go, the shadows, the lights, backgrounds, everything on just one single layer. And then when I'm happy with the balance of colors, like when I zoom out, it looks good, even though it's all messy and I haven't paid any attention to details or the colors staying within any lines. That's when I start cleaning everything up, and I still just stay on the same layer. I like coloring digitally in a similar way that I would do if I was painting like with gouache or acrylics in real life, with the added benefits of a floating line art on top that I don't have to worry about. But yeah, I stay with just one layer, and I use paint on top on stuff, and I don't really have any effects on the brush that I'm using. It's the G pen, as you guys can see. It doesn't have any opacity effects or blending effects. I just control the blending by adjusting the opacity of the brush, as you guys can see on the setting there on the side. I jump a lot around to the opacity settings. So when I want to blend, I set the opacity very low and do like a lot of quick strokes. And when I don't want to blend and I want a straight, rough, no, what's the word I'm looking for? A very sharp edge, then I put the opacity way up and just draw a straight line. And yeah, that's a quick peek at the process. Maybe one day I will do a longer comic drawing process video, but nah, not feeling in the mood just yet. That's probably gonna be quite a while in the future before I had energy for that. But here's just a quick little mini sneak peek for you guys. Alright, I will see you guys later. Alright, it's been a couple weeks, I believe, since I sowed these seeds, tomatoes, and they're doing pretty good. And the chilies have started coming up a tiny bit. I'm a little worried that I might be too early with these once again, because it's snowing and super winter outside still. But I mean, last year I started sowing stuff in February, and that did turn out too early for many of the things. Like, they just outgrew their pots and everything way too early. And now it's almost April, so I'm hoping that I'm not too early, but we'll see. If I'm too early, I will just sow a second batch a little bit later, which I might do anyway. And in the plans today is to sow these ones, some flowers. These are apparently very early ones if you want them to get to bloom. I have not managed to get them to bloom any year that I've planted them, but I will try again. And I also want to plant a second set of chilies, a different kind. I have also yet to succeed with chilies. Tomatoes did succeed, as you guys remember maybe from last year, so I'm happy to do more of these. By the way, this planting substrate, there's no good reason for it to not be regular like soil. The reason is that my bag of soil was in the garage, and it had frozen solid. And I could have taken it just inside and let it melt for like a few days. But I was impatient and I found a small bag of like this orchid moss that I never used for anything from a few years back. So I was like, I'll try it. I mean, maybe the seeds will start growing. And then when they're ready to be repotted into bigger ones, then I will just put mulch or soil in that one instead. So yeah, that's the reason for moss, for them to grow in.